Tonight on News 5 Live, allegations of rape are brought against a well-known UDP lawyer. The police department says it awaits instructions from the DPP office on how to proceed with the claims against him. An investigation into the murder of Hos Matos continues as police seek one suspect in the drug-related hit. A spate of road traffic accidents leaves 3 persons dead. And Guatemalan President Bernardo Arevalo is sworn in after intense opposition in Congress. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
I'm connected. Yo.
Yeah, that way, sir.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, pay $28.13 more and get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. They carry a vast array of products at unbeatable prices. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at the V. Conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
We love our cars. They take us where we need to go and allow us to explore, work, and even make memories. RF&G Insurance prides itself in offering coverage options for you. We are pleased to reintroduce our Super Act policy. Drive with confidence, knowing that you are protected on both public and private roads. Experience outstanding service and reliable protection that is tailored to your budget. WhatsApp us at 670-8700 or visit an agent near you to learn more. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
Belize's location is responsible for the amazing biodiversity that we find here, including quite a few endemic species that are found nowhere else in the world.
In fact, 60% of our country still remains forested. It's part of our history, it's part of our heritage, it's part of our culture.
Business has to be a long-term thing, and it has to feed into the environment. So we truly believe that without a strong country, you can never have a strong company.
This is going to be a good night for croc catchers.
newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, January 16th. I am Sabrina Daly. Tonight, a prominent attorney and member of the United Democratic Party is under investigation amid allegations being made by a pair of women involving the crime of rape. The incident reportedly happened at the lawyer's residence here in Belize City in the wee small hours of Friday morning after a night of socializing at a popular establishment. It is alleged that after partying with the young ladies, he was asked to drop them home. Instead, the former UDP candidate reportedly offered to have them over for a nightcap before taking them to their destination. Somewhere during that visit at his residence, things purportedly took a turn in a different direction. It was then that he allegedly engaged in sexual contact with them against their will. On Saturday, both women filed reports with the Belize Police Department, one in San Ignacio Town and the other in Belize City. Since then, investigators have taken statements from the alleged victims and have also conducted interviews with the alleged culprit. This afternoon, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams shared additional details of what is said to have transpired on the morning in question.
Saturday morning, I believe I was briefed by the head of crimes investigation branch here in Belize City of the allegation of rape being made by two females against an attorney who is based in Belize City. According to the allegations as outlined by the two female, is that they were socializing at Thursday's nightclub here in Belize City, where they met this attorney, whom according to them they recognized from social media. And he offered them drinks whilst at the nightclub, which they accepted. And when the nightclub closed, they both left with him and had asked him to take them home. One of the female is from the Cayo area, but she was in Belize City doing a training. And so she was staying with the other female here in Belize City. And so they had asked to take them home. And according to them, while on their way home, they were told by the attorney that they would stop at his house for one final drink, after which he would take them home. They agreed and they stopped off at a house, according to them. And whilst at the house, they continued drinking and taking some shots of tequila. One of them said that she drank to the extent that she could not recall what took place after leaving the nightclub until the next day morning when she was awakened on the bed in the nude beside the attorney, who was also semi-nude. And her other partner, who was there with her at the same time, told her certain things.
Kampal Williams told the media this afternoon that the initial report was made after one of the alleged victims told her boyfriend what had taken place overnight. He also says that the police department is awaiting instructions from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions on how to proceed with the matter.
According to them, while they were at the house the night drinking, they began to become intimate, and that intimacy led to him having sexual intercourse with them against their will. And the next day morning, when they went home, the one who is from Belize City told her boyfriend what transpired, and he told her to report the matter to the police. According to their allegation, is that the incident took place on Thursday night, and they came in to report it on Saturday during the day. So we have, to some extent, put together a file. The attorney was brought in yesterday by the police to be interviewed. He partook in the interview, and so we are sending the statements on his interview to the Director of Public Prosecution, and we're hoping that maybe between today and tomorrow we should be getting a feedback from the DPP, providing guidance in terms of how we may proceed with the matter.
Can you say if there was any medical examination of either female?
Yes, that was done, both of them.
48-year-old Hos Matos was executed in Belize City around midday on Friday. The underworld figure was rubbed out with extreme prejudice by a pair of gunmen who unleashed a barrage of rounds on him from a 9mm handgun and an assault rifle. The murder, which occurred at the corners of Singh and Rio Bravo streets, is believed to have been a drug-related hit. Despite previous warnings for Matos to keep away from the city, the Orange Walk resident found his way back to the old capital recently, where an attempt was made on his life in October of last year. While he narrowly escaped an armed attack on him during that incident, the assailants who pounced on him on Friday did so with deadly violence of action. Commissioner of Police Chester Williams.
Last Friday, sometime around 11:30 a.m. thereabout, police responded to information of shots fired in the Farbas Road extension area near the Madam Liz Crescent. Upon arrival, police observed a blue Chevy Blazer type vehicle with multiple bullet holes. And inside the vehicle, police observed the lifeless body of one Hos Matos, which appeared to have multiple gunshot injuries. The body of Matos was retrieved from the vehicle and taken to the KHMH, where it was pronounced dead on arrival. Police canvassed the scene, and a number of persons were interviewed. Several expended shells from 9mm and 223 rifles were retrieved from the scene. So far, police have located one van, which we believe was the van used by those who perpetrated that criminal act. And we are currently looking for one suspect at this time.
Has the department and its investigators been able to perhaps identify the owner of that van that has been impounded?
The van is a rental, was rented from an individual here in Belize City. We have the information of the person who rented the van, and that's the person we're seeking at this time.
Okay, is there a motive that has been established for this execution?
At this time, we believe that the motive is drug-related.
According to Commissioner Williams, the Belize Police Department has put in place various measures to prevent retaliatory shootings. He also says that the women who were injured along with Matos are likely collateral damage, as it is not believed that they had anything to do with the deadly attack on him.
The truth is, for the past 3 times prior to his death, to every time he would come to the city, he would be pursued by those who may have wanted him dead. We had warned him on numerous occasions to try and stay away from the city. And seemingly he still came in. And those who were in pursuit of him managed to catch up with him, and he was eventually killed.
What is the department doing in terms of bracing for any form of retaliation in the wake of this murder?
I'm not going to divulge to the public what our operational strategies are, but since Friday, we had put in place certain things to avert any possible retaliation. That is holding so far, and we continue to maintain our presence on the grounds and do whatever else we need to do to try and prevent any retaliation.
Would you be able to speak
to what was he doing in the area at that time, his relationship to the women in his vehicle?
Apparently, he just picked up one of the young lady who was walking home and dropped her home right where the vehicle, right where he was killed. We don't believe that the young ladies had anything to do with his death per se. He just was doing one of them a favor.
A spate of shootings in Belize City on Thursday night preceded the murder of Hos Matos. And while investigators haven't made any connections between those incidents, they are yet to make an arrest in any of those cases. Assistant Commissioner of Police Alberto Romero is the regional commander of Eastern Division.
Yeah, on Thursday, the 11th day of January 2024, police responded to a shooting incident on Iguana Street. Upon the arrival, they met one Shamar Smith, who had gunshot injuries. Information revealed that Shamar Smith was walking on Iguana Street when he was approached by a male person who fired several shots towards his direction. Shamar Smith was taken to the KHMH, where he was admitted in a stable condition. Investigation into this matter continues. On Thursday, the 11th day of January 2024, police responded to a shooting on Antelope Street. Upon arrival, they found one Joseph Leslie with gunshot injuries. He was then taken to the KHMH for treatment. Investigation revealed that Joseph Leslie was walking on the street, on Antelope Street, when someone came and fired several shots towards his direction. Joseph Leslie is admitted at the KHMH in a stable condition. We have no suspect at this time. Okay, on Friday, the 12th day of January, sometime around 3:30 a.m., police responded to a report of a shooting incident on Bayman Avenue. Upon the arrival, they found Shane Alberto with a gunshot injury. He was taken to the KHMH for treatment. Investigation revealed that Shane Alberto was driving in a vehicle when another vehicle pulled up beside him, and a male person from that vehicle fired shots towards his direction, causing the injury to him. Shane Alberto is at the KHMH in a stable condition. We're seeking one white pickup truck in regards to this shooting.
Coming up, road traffic accident claims life of husband and father in Cristo Rey Village. We'll have more details when we come back.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Therefore if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good." As we face the conflicts of life, it is good to remember that it is not how we act as much as how we react. God's Word reminds us that we do not overcome evil with evil, but we overcome evil with good. A young single mother demonstrates this for me in an unforgettable way. She was married to a husband who was a drunkard. All efforts to rehabilitate him seemed to fail. The evil influence on the young son in the home was not good. Finally and painfully, the home broke up, with the mother gaining custody of the young son. The mother went to work, and God began to bless her efforts. She was very concerned about the influence the former husband was having on her son as a role model. She wanted more for the husband and the son. Therefore, she provided the finances for her former husband to go back to school and to be professionally trained for a worthy profession. No, the couple did not get back together, but a young mother taught her son and all of us that the best way to repay evil is not with evil, but with good. This is what Jesus did for all of us at Calvary. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Bye. Why long time to try call you?
Meet Alex.
Where they go on, man?
Alex signed up for a DigiOne Premium Bundle. He's loving it. With his free mobile plan, Alex can talk and surf on the go as much as he wants. Topping up and buying data is a thing of the past. Alex now has DigiTV. He enjoys all his games and his favorite shows, no matter if he's on the go or at home. And Alex also enjoys the fastest, most reliable home internet speeds with his DigiNet service. He is living his best life. Alex bundled. Alex is saving $70 monthly compared to purchasing these services from the other providers. Be like Alex. Sign up for your DigiOne bundle package today. DigiOne. One bundle, no hassle, exceptional value.
A family feud has spilled over into the San Ignacio Santa Elena Town Council as the father of Mayor Earl Trapp was fired from the council. Reports of news say that the mayor fired his father, who was employed as a handyman.
If Mayor Earl Trapp would fire his own father because of a personal domestic issue, then that shows you the type of man he is.
He's the mayor, he do what he wants, he have action to do what he feel like, and you must satisfy with that.
Earl Trapp is bad for San Ignacio and Santa Elena. It's time for fresh air in the Twin Towns. In March, reject Earl Trapp and go full blue. Stay up on track with the PUP 7.
As the world's weather and climate are changing, so too must the energy sector's approach to ensuring a more resilient power system. With funds provided by the Global Environment Facilities Special Climate Change Fund and the World Bank acting as the executing agency, BEL, with support from the government of Belize and the National Meteorological Services, is able to lead the implementation of special projects under the country's Energy Resilience for Climate Adaptation Project, ERCAP.
The ERCAP includes a number of sub-projects, such as upgrading of BEL's existing stations, construction of new stations, installation of weather stations across Belize, installation of lightning detection system, a number of consultancy service, and a number of other projects that will help to enhance Belize's energy sector against the effects of climate change. And we understand that these project activities may affect different communities or different stakeholders in different ways. And thus we have established a grievance redress mechanism. The grievance redress mechanism is really a way for concerned communities, stakeholders, or persons to be able to lodge their concerns.
To report a concern, call our toll-free number at 0800-BEL-CARE or 0800-235-2273, or visit our website at www.bel.com.bz and complete the online grievance redress mechanism form. Or you can also choose to download, print, and complete at your own convenience. Printed forms can be delivered to the nearest BEL office.
All grievances received are highly confidential and managed solely by BEL.
The Government of Belize, World Bank, and Belize Electricity Limited, partnering to reinforce the national power grid against the effects of weather and climate change.
If we all don't come together and work together to change the bigger climate picture, these efforts will be in vain.
It's right there.
I believe that we have something special that is also a secret right now, which is unexplored, undiscovered.
I've been with the sugar fishermen all morning, catching lobster and conch. And then we realized it's time for lunch. And man, it's gonna be good. I think they deserve it.
Three persons lost their lives over the long weekend as a result of separate road traffic accidents. We begin our coverage of these unfortunate incidents with the death of 40-year-old Elvis Zib in Cristo Rey Village. The husband and father of 4 was on his way home from work to have dinner with his family when he reportedly lost control of his motorbike and crashed into the sidewalk. The impact caused injuries that would prove to be fatal. News 5's Paul Lopez headed west today. He filed the following report.
Marita Zib and her 4 children are tonight mourning the loss of 40-year-old Elvis Zib, her husband, and the father of her children. Elvis was riding his motorcycle on his way home in Cristo Rey village when he reportedly lost control of the bike. He crashed into the sidewalk at full speed and was flung onto the concrete.
We were waiting for him at home. We were making dinner. My daughter called him and asked him if he was already going to reach, and he said, yes, I'm on my way. And it was just minutes before the accident. Then when they called me that he was dead there on the road.
According to Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero, Zib sustained injuries to his head and body as a result of the crash.
He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Investigations that Elvis Zib was driving towards Santa Elena when he lost control of a motorcycle he was driving, causing his fatal injuries.
Residents in the area say they heard a loud bang from the crash, and upon further examination, they saw Zib lying on the pavement, motionless. There is also a growing concern in the area over speeding. One villager informed News 5 that the speed bump which once existed at the very location of the accident was removed with recent road renovations. That bump has since been placed farther along the road, leading motorists to speed past this often busy football field. But Marita Zib does not believe speeding was the sole cause of her husband's accident.
He told me that the cycle something like the brakes was not working good, because he told me this week we were going to go and fix it. He was going to buy a new wheel for it. He was going to service his cycle this week when he received his PA. That's what he told me.
Elvis was employed at the lodge at Chaw Creek for the past 15 years. General Manager Byrone Fleming took to social media to offer her condolences to the family. For Marita Zib saying "I do" 16 years ago to the man that would father her 4 children and spend all that time by her side, his absence now leaves a gaping hole in her life.
We dream to live a whole life together until we reach old. I never think this was going to happen. He was going to leave me alone so fast. He had a big dream to put his own business. He wanted to see his son and daughter become something good.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
On Saturday night, another person lost her life in a road traffic accident. According to police, 48-year-old Ana Rivera was inside a Lincoln Navigator with 51-year-old Joshua Aguilar heading to Belmopan when their vehicle collided into a Ford Ranger pickup. Rivera lost her life in that incident. ACP Gilberto Romero tells us more.
On Saturday, 13th of January 2024, police responded to a fatal road traffic accident between miles 45 and 46 on the George Price Highway. Upon the arrival, they saw a Lincoln Navigator vehicle and a Ford Ranger pickup extensively damaged. Inside the Lincoln Navigator vehicle was Joshua Aguilar and Ana Rivera, and inside the Ford pickup were Jerson Alcantara and Toria Duran. As a result of the accident, Ana Rivera succumbed to her injuries. All other persons are in stable condition. An investigation is being carried out into this report, and thereafter a determination will be made if any charges will be levied.
The third fatal road traffic accident over the weekend happened on the Hummingbird Highway at mile 53. On Sunday morning, Frank's Eddy Village residents 31-year-old Elifar Vasquez and 38-year-old Moises Perez were inside a Nissan pickup heading toward Belmopan when their vehicle collided into a Ford F-150 pickup. Perez died from the impact. The F-150 was being driven by 44-year-old Omar Kawich. Police told us more.
On Sunday, the 14th day of January 2024, police responded to a fatal road traffic accident at mile 53 on the Hummingbird Highway. Upon their arrival, they saw a Nissan pickup truck and a Ford 150 pickup extensively damaged. Inside the Nissan truck was Elifar Vasquez and Moises Perez, and the Ford 150 truck was being driven by Omar Kawich. Investigation revealed that they collided at the said location, which resulted in fatal injuries to Moises Perez. An investigation was carried out into this report, and Omar Kawich has since been arrested and charged for the crimes of manslaughter by negligence, causing death by careless conduct, driving without due care and attention. He was taken to court today.
Commissioner of Police Chester Williams also weighed in on the frequency of road traffic accidents that have led to multiple deaths. He says that his senior command has met to discuss the issue. They are now proposing a joint cabinet paper in collaboration with the Ministry of Transport to make certain legislative amendments that will give way to the greater use of speed guns and breathalyzers. Compal Williams told us more.
We certainly have met, myself and my senior command, to discuss the same issue. We do recognize that we're losing a number of persons to traffic incidents along our highways. Myself and Minister Ferguson also discussed the matter, and we had put in place an operation between the Department of Transport and the police, even all the way up to 10 p.m. at night, to see how best we can maintain some stronger presence on the highway. But I think that we have reached the point where we need to see how we can come up with a joint cabinet paper. And I had already asked Mr. Greenidge to coordinate with the Ministry of Transport again, and I'm trying to see if I can have a meeting with them on Thursday. And what I'm going to propose to them is for us to be able to sit down and see if we can do a joint cabinet paper to amend the law as it relates to the use of speed gun. I think that the way how the law is currently structured, it calls for one specific type of speed gun, which is no longer in commission. And so it needs to be changed to include other types of speed guns that can be used. And then we also want to be able to amend the law likewise for the greater use of breathalyzers, so that the printed receipts issued by the breathalyzers equipments can be accepted in court as prima facie evidence against persons who are charged with the offense of being under the influence while driving.
After the break, opening ceremony held for 2024 legal calendar. But first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Precision-engineered and sustainably made tire change your world? A tire that gives you strength and safety when you need it most.
What we learn on the track, we innovate.
For the road. Bringing next-level quality and reliability to every drive. At GT, we believe our tires can deeply improve the driving experience for each and every one of us, whatever our goals. Enjoy driving. GT Tire.
It seems like every other day, we hear of a family member or friend being diagnosed with a serious illness such as cancer, heart attack, kidney failure, or stroke. When these illnesses strike, you want to focus on recovery and your overall well-being. At RF&G Life Insurance, we offer critical illness insurance to help with medical expenses when diagnosed with such critical illnesses, providing security to access quality healthcare facilities and to ease the worry about finances. In case you are diagnosed with a life-threatening illness that is covered by the policy, critical illness insurance pays you a lump sum amount to help you obtain access to quality treatment and medication. Having critical illness insurance provides the financial support that will bring you and your family the security and peace of mind necessary to manage these illnesses. The possibility of being diagnosed can be worrying, but by having a critical illness plan, you could have funds to assist with expenses such as medications, hospital deductibles, childcare, household expenses, and so much more. The right time to plan for the unexpected is when you're healthy. For more information, visit our office today to speak with one of our experienced agents about critical illness insurance. Your health and wellness is what matters most. Take care of it.
Cellular World is the authorized Samsung distributor in Belize, and they offer 1-year local warranty on all Galaxy devices.
Cellular World always has the best tech deals countrywide.
Get 3 or up to 7 years warranty on all Dell technologies because Cellular World is the authorized Dell partner here in Belize.
Like these good folks, rush down to Cellular World for the best tech deals such as cell phones, TVs, tablets, speakers, business products, and so much more. Visit any of our stores in Belize City, Belmopan, San Pedro, and now in Orange Walk. Or shop via our virtual store through Facebook and Instagram. Or WhatsApp us at 615-5141 to find out more.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced full high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
This is one-hit wonder Shine Barrow. He is Mr. Fix-It. He says he can fix everything. Crime, the economy, poverty, the cane farmers. Shine has the answer for everything, he says. But the truth is, Shine is fake. he can't fix anything. He can't even fix his own party. Everybody knows that. So far, Diddy's money is keeping him afloat. But the minute he slips, he's gone. John, Patrick, and Tracy all want his head. The opposition is a joke. If the UDP did nothing for you when they were in office for 13 years, what can they do for you now when they are at their weakest ever? In March, stick with the plan that works. Stick with the party that works. Stay on track with the PUP.
The opening ceremony for the senior court session for the 2024 legal year aired virtually today. The ceremony included a mass at the Wesley Methodist Church and the usual pomp and circumstance with the parade of police officers and the BDF marching band, which played the Belizean national anthem in front of the historic court buildings. That comprised the presence of the senior court judges, members of the Bar Association, commissioners of the High Court, court marshals, the Attorney General, the Commissioner of Police, and an inspection of a police guard of honor by Chief Justice Louise Blenman. The parade was followed by addresses made by the Chief Justice, as well as the Attorney General and the President of the Bar Association. News 5's Marian Ali has the full story in this report.
The impressive parade in front of the court block in downtown Belize City marked, as it does every year, the start of the 2024 legal year. The event was attended by members of the bench and bar, Attorney General Anthony Sylvester, President of the Bar, Senior Counsel Andrew Marshalek, and other officers of the court.
Good morning, Madam Chief Justice.
Good morning, Inspector Martinez.
I'm Christopher Martinez, Inspector of Police.
Inspector of Police Christopher Martinez invited Chief Justice Louise Blenman to inspect a guard of honor. Following the march past, Chief Justice Blenman started her address by sharing the legislative reform.
In last year's address, I acknowledged the visionary work of the former Attorney General, Mrs. Magali Marwin-Gang, Senior Counsel, and the government of Belize in the enactment of the Senior Courts Act. The Act modernized and reformed the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal to a unified court system, now referred to as the Senior Courts of Belize. This reform has been transformative and undergirds the independence of the judiciary. The Act has comprehensively streamlined the judiciary in Belize. In addition to the creation of a number of new positions in the senior courts, the Act created a structure which is akin to the structure which exists in other jurisdictions, such as the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court.
As the Chief Justice acknowledged, Belize's justice system is beset by many challenges, including the delay in access to justice. Thus, there is the need for judicial reform to complement the legislative reform. Backlogs, she said, was just one of the challenges. But there have been measures taken towards this end, including efficient case management being conducted in both civil and criminal cases, the increased use of sentencing indications, which has led to the disposal of criminal matters without trial, a more stringent adjournment policy in place, alternative dispute resolution methods, including mediations, and a zero-tolerance policy for long outstanding judgments. Judgments are now expected to be delivered within a 6-month period. In 2023, 4 judges were welcomed to the High Court to help deal with the backlog of cases. Attorney General Anthony Sylvester spoke about his office's involvement in drafting amendments and new legislations, a total of 54 of which were passed.
Madam Chief Justice, over the past legal year, the Attorney General's Chambers has been extremely active, drafting amendments to a number of pieces of existing legislation, coming up with new legislation in relation to areas of the law which have been prioritized by government, and drafting subsidiary legislations. A total of 54 pieces of legislation were passed by the National Assembly in 2023, and a total of 159 statutory instruments were drafted and promulgated, compared to some 31 pieces of legislation enacted and 175 statutory instruments being promulgated the previous year. Amongst these acts enacted in 2023 were a new Fiscal Incentives Act, a new Extradition Act, the Civil Asset Recovery and Unexplained Wealth Act, and the Law Revision Amendment Act.
President of the Bar Association, Senior Counsel Andrew Marshalek, focused his address on legislative measures that have been introduced to deal with major illegal activities.
In the past year, we have seen a myriad of legislation enacted. A fair number of them are designed to combat money laundering, terrorist financing, and the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. These laws, we are told, are essential to maintaining banking relationships internationally and allowing us to participate financially in the global economy. They are passed with dizzying speed and set new complex standards for participation in the financial system. We've also seen regulations passed to penalize price gouging and to regulate the production and delivery of sugarcane, and to severely penalize assaults against members of the National Assembly and public officers, among others. We now have draft legislation on the table to incentivize activities sequestering carbon and allowing for the trade of carbon credits. All of these laws rest squarely on the power of the state to penalize those who act contrary to them.
Chief Justice Blenman said that although 2023 had its challenges, it was a successful year, and the outlook for 2024 is for even more efficient work. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
As Chief Justice Louise Blenman alluded to in her address, the senior courts made great strides in 2023 and managed to dispose of a great percentage of civil and criminal cases. The addition of the 4 new judges is expected to improve the court's efficiency. She did point out, however, the need for an administration department within the court system. That is currently a responsibility that falls under the registry staff.
There is urgent need for an executive court administrator and eventually the establishment of a dedicated court administration department. It is impossible for the registrar to effectively perform her myriad legal duties while attending to the court administration functions of the senior courts.
In this legal year, under legal reform, a number of criminal justice legislations will be enacted. One of these is a Criminal Procedure Plea Discussion and Plea Agreement Act and a new Alternative Sentencing Act. Draft bills were circulated to stakeholders back in October 2023, and a final set of comments last week to strengthen the measures. Attorney General Anthony Sylvester explained.
These measures all are geared to address the problems of backlog in our criminal justice system. Under the proposed Criminal Procedure Plea Discussion and Plea Agreement Act, a new regime will be created under which an accused person or suspect may engage in plea discussions or conclude a plea agreement with a prosecutor at any time before conviction, including even before charges are laid, if the accused person or suspect is represented by an attorney at law. Of course, the pleas must be freely given, and so a safeguard is inbuilt in the proposed act, making it a criminal offense for anyone to use improper inducement for the accused or suspected person to enter a plea. To ensure that an accused or suspects are not pressured into entering into plea agreements, prosecutors will be prohibited from engaging in any plea discussion or agreement with an unrepresented accused person or suspect unless the prosecutor informs that unrepresented accused person or suspect of specific rights, inter alia the right to be represented by an attorney at law.
And while notable enhancements were highlighted within the justice system, one of them is that the family court is now housed at the Charles Bartlett Hyde building on Mahogany Street in Belize City. This allows for a more spacious environment for the sensitive cases that are heard within those walls. Attorney General Sylvester touched on institutional and infrastructural upgrades at the magistrates and family courts.
The plan is now to have separate pieces of legislation to regulate proceedings in the magistrate court and the family court, respectively, the latter to be a specialized court. Speaking of the family court, I can happily report that the family court is now housed at the Charles Bartlett Hyde complex. As my predecessor had reported in her address last year, the hope was to have relocated the family court to the Charles Bartlett Hyde building before the end of 2023. Since October last year, the family court, legal aid, and the vital statistics unit have been relocated to the Charles Bartlett Hyde building. And in a recent visit to the facilities, the director of the family court commented on how pleased she was with the court's new home.
Earlier today, former Port Loyola area representative Anthony Boots Martinez delivered over 1,700 signatures to Governor General Froila Salam requesting a recall of sitting area rep Gilroy Usher Sr. The petition to trigger a recall mechanism requires 30% of voters, or 1,480 signatures of the constituency to sign a petition that would lead to a by-election being called. Martinez launched his petition against Usher on July 12, 2023. When we return, new exhibit unveiled for George Price Day.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
The following is a message from the UDP. As the country prepares for municipal elections, listen to them carefully.
It is time for the UDP membership to stand up against the dictatorship of Shine and his unholy trinity who are destroying our party, weakening our democracy, and endangering our country.
My heart grieves for my party, but most of all for my country.
The party could select a lot of these failed candidates who have the same perception nationally. The party could force those persons on the electorate all we want, Ultimately, we're not going to win, so.
With this arrangement, the UDP will never recover from the cancer of corruption that invaded our party and caused its devastating defeat in 2020.
This crowd could never win again. In March, send the message clear. No more UDP. In every municipality across Belize, stay up on track with the PUP.
And get a chance to win a $10,000 homecation with Benny's. Quality and savings.
Violence against women begins in childhood. In cultures across the Caribbean, as elsewhere in the world, girls and boys in numerous ways are treated differently from the moment they're born. In adolescence, this gender divide increases significantly. Adolescent girls and boys in all their diversities begin to interact with the world in new ways, taking chances, learning skills, and experiencing unfamiliar emotions. They search for ways to stand out and belong, to find their place in society and make a difference in their world. It is during this time that girls are more likely to experience violence from people they know, family members, intimate and dating partners. In fact, high rates of intimate partner violence reported by adolescent girls are consistent with global estimates based on research on violence against women and girls. Up to 1/3 of adolescent girls have experienced forced sex. These estimates don't show the whole picture because no one wants to report it. This is shocking. The negative consequences of violence against adolescent girls are well documented and extend throughout a girl's lifetime. Such violence is committed against girls specifically because they are female and can take many forms. It distorts family life and the fabric of society with consequences that cross generations. But this cycle can be broken. Adolescence is a unique time for the prevention of family violence. Girls themselves are part of the solution, but they can't do it alone. There's still work to be done in our homes, communities, schools, and with our leaders to make sure that women and girls live free from violence and can take full advantage of their rights. Play your part.
If we all don't come together and work together to change the bigger climate picture, these efforts will be in vain.
It's right there.
I believe that we have something special that is also a secret right now, which is unexplored, undiscovered.
I've been with the sugar fishermen all morning, catching lobster and conch. And then we realized it's time for lunch. And man, it's gonna be good. I think they deserve it.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, pay $28.13 more and get the Binge Watchers Bundle with Netflix. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
On Monday, Belize celebrated the 4th annual George Price Day, a public and bank holiday which commemorates the birth of Father of the Nation, George Cadle Price. This year on his 105th birthday, The National Institute of Culture and History launched the Let Belize Live exhibit at the Banquitas House of Culture in Orange Walk Town. A ceremony was held before the unveiling of the exhibit, where several representatives spoke on George Price's impact and contributions to Belize. Here's Brittany Gordon with that story.
Every year since his death, the birthday of national hero George Price has been celebrated by Belizeans who gather to commemorate his contributions to independence. However, in 2021, the government of Belize officially recognized January 15th as a public and bank holiday. On Monday, the tradition was upheld when representatives of the government and several organizations gathered in Orange Walk Town to host the ceremony.
For Belize, Price lived his life. For our peace, Price made the sacrifice. For our freedom and prosperity, Price paid the price. His unmatched discipline, his unbreakable tenacity, and his unyielding perseverance made us who we are today, the independent nation of Belize. A Belize which rejected British colonialism and now continues to reject neo-colonialism. Price's inspiring speeches, his enlightening actions, and his luminary vision brought us here to the promised land of an independent Belize. And so today, we live as a nation, we breathe as a people, and we fight as an army. We are all the sons and daughters of George Cadle Price.
Keynote speaker Henry Charles Usher shared excerpts from George Price's memoir and spoke on personal experiences with the late father of the nation, who was his granduncle.
He went on to say, in those days we had no radio, no television, and only 2 newspapers. But he also admitted that he didn't like to read, and so he didn't read the newspapers. He said, I was almost illiterate. My little world was confined not only just to British Honduras, but only to Belize City. But he was able to learn from his educators, and he saw the world through his educators, primarily the Jesuits. He said, we studied English history, not the history of our country. We read Shakespeare and the religious classics, and this made us realize that we could not reach the fullness of life under a colonial system. Amazing, isn't it, that from that very young age, George was developing that nationalist fervor. I will be here for the rest of today if I start to speak of George Price's political achievements. But there are 2 points that I wish for us to reflect on. First, in his official speech after being elected to the City Council in 1947, he is reported as saying, people of Belize, the time has come when there must be a determined and successful effort to achieve national unity. In order to make that effort, we must reduce to a minimum arguments and purposeless discussion and get down to work. Quite remarkable that he was fomenting the idea of independence from a municipal platform. And second, going back to the interview with my son John, who asked Uncle George if he was nervous in 1980, 1981, when independence was so close. He answered, no, I wasn't nervous. I wasn't anxious. And this was even after struggling for so many years to achieve this great independence. He was not nervous because he knew that he had the support of the Belizean people.
The event also showcased an array of performers who celebrated Belizean culture through dance, musical performances, and readings of George Price's political speeches.
Let Belize live. Let her maintain her territory intact. Let her be sovereign and independent and able to contribute to the development of the world as a full member of the United Nations.
The unveiled exhibit showcases several mementos from George Price's life and will be available for viewing for 2 months at the Banquitas House of Culture in Orange Walk Town. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
A consent agreement was signed on Saturday between the village of San Benito Poite and the government of Belize, granting approval for the start of a mini-grid electrification project to be undertaken by Belize Electricity Limited. In 2022, the European Union signed an agreement with BEL for a grant of 11 million Belize dollars to fund a rural electrification project for 5 remote villages in Belize. San Benito Poite is the first of 3 villages in the Toledo district to sign the consent agreement.
Today is a very historic day and a very important day because San Benito Poite today formally signs the agreement to initiate the process of having electricity for the beautiful village of San Benito Poite. And I want to stress what various speakers said before me. Electricity is important because it sets the foundation for sustainable development for San Benito Poite and the rest of Belize. No matter how far you are, but you are not forgotten. Even though I am in Belmapan, that's where I am, and you don't see me often, but I have you in mind. San Benito Poite is important. The people are important. And like what other speakers said, what is good for Belize City or Corozal or Cayo is also good for San Benito Poite. And that is why we are working hard to ensure that we deliver electricity and development for the people of San Benito Poite.
I also welcome the kids because to me they are the most important stakeholder in when we speak about electrifying communities deep in the rural areas of Belize. I like San Benito Poite for several reasons. The solution we bring is one for rural communities, and San Benito Poite fits that category excellently.
Today marks a significant milestone in our collaborative effort towards sustainable development. Belize Electricity Limited is honored to be a part of this historic moment today, which marked the signing of the consent agreement between the government of Belize and the village of San Benito Poite. This signifies more than just a partnership. It symbolizes the shared vision of sustainable energy solutions.
Up next, Bernardo Arevalo becomes Guatemala's 52nd president.
Are you dreaming of the ultimate home makeover? Introducing Design Depot's $25,000 Home Makeover 2024. It could be your home getting a complete transformation. Increase your chances of winning with every purchase made from now until January 31st, 2024. All while enjoying awesome deals happening store-wide. A complete transformation awaits you. Reimagined and redesigned using products from our top-of-the-line brands including Kohler, GE, Oran Windows and Doors, Sherwin-Williams Paint, and tiles from around the world. Don't just dream it, win it. Visit Design Depot today and enter to win the $25,000 Home Makeover 2024. Design Depot, all in one place.
When the UDP left office in 2020, national health insurance was a mess. No staff to provide proper services, facilities left to deteriorate, and no expansion of services in 13 years. Today, national health insurance is benefiting tens of thousands of Belizeans and now includes diagnostic and laboratory services. Facilities have been upgraded and properly staffed. Membership in existing clinics has been expanded, and NHI has rolled out to the Orange Walk district and now to the entire Belize district. The difference in leadership is clear. In March, in every municipality in this country, let's keep moving forward. Stay on track with the PUP.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank Contactless MasterCard Debit Card. Introducing our Standard Debit and MasterCard Platinum Debit Cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
After hours of delay and chaos in Guatemala's Congress, Bernardo Arevalo was finally sworn in as the country's 52nd president. Arevalo and his party, Movimiento Semilla, faced strong opposition from government officials after they won the elections by a landslide in August 2023. Final attempts to prevent Arevalo to take office happened on Sunday in Guatemala City, where angry voters condemned crooked politicians and demanded that Arevalo be sworn in. News 5's Hipólito Novello was in Guatemala City and has the following report.
After chaos erupted in Congress and last-minute efforts to derail his inauguration by corrupt political elite, Bernardo Arevalo was finally sworn in as Guatemala's 52nd president in the early hours of Monday morning. Arevalo, along with Vice President Karin Herrera and other members of Movimiento Semilla, his political party, won the elections by a landslide in August 2023. Voters want a government free from corruption.
Que yo voté por la democracia. Así es. Y lo que queremos es esperanza, es justicia, es equidad.
Arevalo and his party began facing strong opposition by those in power months ago. Following his election last year, his party was suspended by Guatemala's Supreme Electoral Tribunal amidst accusations of fraud.
No es justo que ellos hayan dado amparo a un presidente con fraude, pues, y no eso no es lo correcto, pues, para el bien de Guatemala. Aquí lo que deberíamos de hacer es repetir las elecciones.
But the majority of voters were clear and adamant about what they want: Arevalo in and the corrupt politicians out. And the fight for political power in Guatemala continued into the night, delaying Arevalo's swearing in by more than 9 hours. A crowd of Guatemalan voters in front of the Constitutional Plaza began to swell. Meanwhile, a smaller but confrontational crowd formed in front of Congress. This is after members of Movimiento Semilla broke down the doors of Congress to participate in the private meeting. Chaos erupted. Politicians who are viewed as corrupt were chased down the streets. One was spot on. Thousands of police officers lined the street of the capital city, but they too were no match for the frustrated Guatemalan voters. All of this unfolding while presidents and prime ministers were in the country to attend the swearing-in ceremony. King Felipe VI of Spain left the country because of security concerns. Meanwhile, President of Colombia, Gustavo Petro, and President of Costa Rica, Rodrigo Chavez Robles, stressed that democracy must be respected.
El pueblo como el gobierno de Colombia respaldan al pueblo guatemalteco a su decisión mayoritaria, a la legitimidad de la elección del presidente Bernardo Arévalo y a la búsqueda de un relacionamiento entre los dos países que hoy sea fructífero para...
De los mejores deseos del pueblo de Costa Rica al pueblo de Guatemala y de que fortalezcamos la democracia en este hemisferio. Obviamente estamos esperando la toma de posesión del señor presidente Arévalo, a ver cuándo el Congreso guatemalteco permitirá eso.
The Secretary General of the Organization of American States, Luz Almargo, was also in Guatemala City, and after meeting with leaders of the region, including Belize's Prime Minister John Briceño, he read a declaration supporting Arévalo.
Reunidos en la ciudad de Guatemala para la toma de posesión presidencial, hacemos un llamado al Congreso de la República a cumplir con su mandato constitucional, de entregar el poder como exige la Constitución en el día de hoy, al presidente electo Bernardo Arévalo y a la vicepresidenta electa Karina Herrera. El pueblo guatemalteco expresó su voluntad democrática en elecciones justas, libres y transparentes.
PM Briceño, along with Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca, both condemned the actions taken by opposition leaders in Guatemala to prevent the peaceful transition of power.
Guatemala is our neighbor, is our close friend, so it is important to continue to strengthen that relationship between both countries. Unfortunately, there seems to be still some uncertainty, differences between different members in Congress and with President-elect Arévalo. President-elect Arévalo should have been sworn in a few hours ago, and up to now, we still are not certain as to exactly when that's going to happen. But I'm hoping that common heads will prevail, that common sense will take over, that the people in Congress need to understand that we should always respect the right of the people. Democracy must prevail in every modern country, and Guatemala is no different. Congress has a responsibility to ensure that has happened. The people have spoken. It was an open, transparent, and fair election, and Mr. Arévalo and his VP candidate, they won. And we need to respect that at all times.
You know, Belize is very concerned. Guatemala had, as the Prime Minister said, peaceful, fair elections. There has now been, for several months now, efforts by particular groups in Guatemala, in effect, to overturn the will of the people. So Belize strongly rejects that. We condemn that. We are here, Prime Minister and I came to Guatemala because we want to send a clear signal that we support democracy in Guatemala. We support the new president-elect. We want to see a peaceful transition of power here in Guatemala. So we're very, very concerned.
And while the battle in Congress continued, the leaders of the region flew back to their respective countries. Voters' frustration was increasing. They wanted to see Arévalo be sworn in as the new president. They witnessed that on Monday morning, just after midnight.
Cumplir con amor patriótico el cargo de presidente de la República para el cual ha sido electo.
Sí, juro.
Queda usted legal, legítima y solemnemente en posesión del cargo de presidente de la República de Guatemala para el periodo constitucional.
Reporting for News 5, Hipólito Novello.
Prime Minister John Briceño says that he hopes to strengthen diplomatic ties with Guatemala under a Arévalo administration. One of the key topics that PM Briceño hopes to further discuss with President Arevalo is the prolonged Sarstoon Protocol, emphasizing the urgency of collaborative efforts to prevent narco influence. As it relates to the International Court of Justice and the case between Belize and Guatemala, Briceño says Arevalo has committed to respect the ruling.
Of course, when he was in Belize in December, we had a very long meeting of probably about 2 hours, expressing ideas, and he was the one that immediately said, listen, I want to build on what has been left by President Jamatei, he was the one that brought up the issue of the ICJ and said, listen, we will respect whatever ruling the ICJ has, but between now and then, let's strengthen the relationship, be it in commerce and trying to proceed with the trade agreement that we have, continue that negotiation to include more products, look at sports, education. There's so much going on. Look at the issue of security, which is very important for both countries, especially with the narcos that are becoming more and more open, and especially in Guatemala. So there's a lot for us to work together with, and so we look forward to be able to work very closely with his government.
You mentioned security. Do you expect stronger ties, especially when it comes to the Sarstoon? We know that area there, they had some narco farming there. Stronger ties in terms of security along the Sarstoon.
Certainly, and he has expressed that, and even the military now has been expressing that we need to be able to find ways how we can work closely or closer, because we don't want these people, these narcos, to be able to set roots in the area, both in Belize and Guatemala, because then it will be extremely difficult to get them on. So it's important for us to work together to keep them out of this area.
What about the Sarstoon Protocol? I know the Sarstoon Protocol has been debated over years after the administration. Do you expect that there will be any progress under the Arevalo administration?
Well, that continues to be a frustration from our part on how we can get this Sarstoon Protocol going. We hope that once President-elect Arevalo is settled, that we can bring that up again, and hopefully we can have some more cooperation in trying to get that the Sarstoon Protocol agreed to and signed.
But you're truly estimating that this might happen under his administration? I ask because there have been so many delays for previous administrations that they can.
Well, we hope so, and we are constantly optimistic on that matter. But at the same time, remember the ICJ process continues, and hopefully sometime this year they're going to listen to the oral arguments from both parties. So we need to continue to push for the Sarstoon protocols, but at the same time continue to monitor very closely what is happening at the ICJ.
There is a concern from the Belizean government or any advisors to the legal team to the ICJ that when that ruling is handed down for the ICJ, maybe against Guatemala, that they will not respect the ruling. We see what's happening with Venezuela and Guyana.
Well, that's always a concern, but what we have been doing, we've been lobbying our friends. The United States, we have been working very closely with them, and they have said that they are prepared to help us when that time comes to ensure that both countries live up to the ruling of the ICJ. We've spoken to the British, we've spoken to Mexico, to Cuba, Brazil, Canada. All the big countries have said that they are prepared to work with both countries to ensure that the ruling of the ICJ be implemented as quickly as possible.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.